Hi there. Good to see you. Come in.
Hey, hey. Mwah. Hey, ooh, you smell good. What's that? What you got on?
It's a new soap. Is it too strong?
No, it smells good. So, here's a menu. And I ordered your little appetizer because I figured, you'd be ready to eat once you got here.
I am hungry.
I bet.
I've never been here before.
No? No. I love this place.
Yeah, it's cute.
Hard day?
No, I'm just really happy to get off.
You're kind of hot and sweaty. Is everything okay?
No, everything's fine.
George?
Everything is fine.
Okay.
I'm so glad I didn't have to go to work today so that I could stay home, fix dinner, and relax. That's good, isn't it?
Sure is. Just what I needed.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go check up on dinner. Chicken on the hibachi. Talk to me. What's new?
Oh, I don't know. Nothing much.
I leave you alone for 2 minutes and you go right to the man.
I was just...
Don't get all embarrassed. You don't have to apologize to me. Beautiful, isn't he? But why are you looking at these when you've got the real thing at home? Oh, so this is what all your uptightness is about.
I didn't say that.
Dario, I can tell when you're upset. Oh, I almost forgot the chicken. Let's talk about this over dinner, okay? Dario, I'm serious. Come on.
George, what do you think of the art in here?
It's okay. Rather bizarre subject matter.
I thought you artist types liked unusual stuff.
Causan destellos, no por nenas y sedosas, sino porque son dichosas. Cuando ruedan por tu pecho, ay, tan dura la amapola, tan dura la amapola, que va mi corazón. Negra, tu amor me mata, negra de mi corazón.
So, what kind of art do you like? George?
Abstraction.
Did you say something about it?
I don't feel right talking about it.
But Dario, it's your relationship.
I know.
I don't understand. So you guys aren't having sex at all anymore? Not even puñeta with each other?
No.
Doesn't that bother you?
Yeah. But I don't know how to bring it up. I tried bringing it up once, and George went into a fit saying I was accusing him of having an affair, so I dropped it.
Wait. After only living together for how many months? 9? You tried asking him about not having sex anymore, and the first thing he said is, "Are you accusing me of fucking around?"
Well, he didn't say it like that, but yeah.
It sounds like there's something else going on. Do you think he's having an affair?
No. I don't think he is. I mean, I don't want to think he is. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with him. Sometimes I think he is seeing someone else because he's never in the mood for sex anymore. And then I think, well, maybe we just have different libidos. You know, maybe I need sex more than he does. And then I think, maybe I'm just afraid to admit something really is wrong.
Can I ask you a personal question? And I'm being totally serious.
What?
I know when you told me about when you first guys met in Greece and you told me how great it was. And then you asked for the transfer from San Jose to move in with him. And maybe you moved too fast. Maybe you should have dated a little bit longer before you moved in.
What are you trying to say, Victor?
I'm saying maybe George was looking for some hot sex, and you were there, and you made more of it than it was. We've all done it before. It wouldn't be the first time.
No. It wasn't just the sex. It was the way he talked to me when we were alone on the beach. We both talked about how we wanted to have someone to grow old with. I told him I thought he was beautiful. He said I was handsome. It was very sweet.
Dario, vacations are our chance to be someone else. It's our chance to escape from all the junk that drives us crazy at home. We get to meet other guys looking for a good time. We take one mask off and put on another. Freedom. And you guys had been drinking, Dario. Be real.
Victor, you're not being fair.
What do you mean?
I'm asking you to listen to me because you're my friend. And I need a friend right now.
And I'm listening
I
to
know
you.
you're not that crazy about George. You never have been, but he's my boyfriend, not yours.
I know that. But you asked me to listen to your problems, and I'm telling you what I think.
But try to look at it from my point of view. How I deal with men.
What is that supposed to mean?
Victor, you know what I mean. Every time you come to me, telling me about your latest crush, do I say to you, Victor, isn't he like all the other buff bodies you've dated before? No. I try to understand what you see in them. You look at a situation as if your way to deal with men was the only way.
I do not.
You do too.
Dario, we're not talking about my relationships, okay? We're talking about yours. And I'm trying to understand what you've seen in George all this time.
Are you?
Yes. Maybe you guys had a great time, but did you ever think about what it was going to be like when you got home? I mean, Dario, it was just wild sex on a vacation.
Bobby, if I tell you something, you promise to just listen?
I promise.
Okay, well, you know that things between me and Dario haven't been going so well. I mean, this living together thing, man, it's been like really hard to get used to.
I thought you guys were doing better. It's been about 9 months now.
Yeah, well, maybe. I don't know, but anyways, do you remember that dream I told you about? The one with the teenager?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It seems like it just triggered something because it keeps bringing up, well, it makes me think about this relationship I was in down in Hollywood with this old guy, this rich man, when I was in art school.
Oh yeah, he was like a TV producer, some older guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Dario's different, you know? And right now, I think I need to just be with somebody different. Different than Dario.
George, are you planning on walking out on Dario? Honey, think about what you're doing. You know, relationships are work. You keep obsessing about this TV producer, this older guy, but you're in a very different place now. That was way back then. You're different now. Things have changed.
Victor? Who was the first boy you were ever attracted to?
You really want to know?
Yeah.
You want some coffee? I just made some.
Sure.
Is that okay?
That's fine. Thank you.
My older brother.
Really?
Oh yeah, he was gorgeous, and he had the most beautiful legs. I used to just stare at them. He had those type of guy's legs with lots of hair, from the top of his toes all the way up to his crotch.
How did you know about his crotch?
I know about it because one time I caught him jacking off in bed. I didn't know that's what it was at the time.
You did not.
I did too. My brother used to come home late, a lot. He was, I think, 18. One night he came home late, and I was asleep. I woke up when he started to get undressed. When he got in bed.
You guys slept in the same bed?
No, we had twin beds with a big desk between us. Anyway, I guess he thought that I was sound asleep, but I wasn't. I opened my eyes, and he had a Playboy in one hand and his dick in the other. I didn't know what he was doing, but I liked it. I remember his beautiful brown hand holding his brown dick, which looked huge. I mean, I must have been about 6.
Did he catch you looking at him?
No, thank God. He would have beaten the shit out of me.
Where's your brother now?
He died in a car crash when I was 11.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
That's okay. What about you? Who was the first guy you fell in love with?
Well, you're gonna think this is weird, but there was this boy down the street named Jorge. I think we were boyfriends even though we were only, I think, 5. I used to feel so safe and comfortable with him. We used to hold hands when we were together, I remember. It's funny. I felt the same thing when I met George and we talked on the beach that day. I felt like we had been looking for each other for a long time. He seemed so lonely. Or maybe I was the one who was lonely. We just met, so I was really surprised when he asked me to move in with him so soon.
And when did things start to change?
A couple of months later. It's like he woke up one day and became frightened. He stopped treating me like his lover and started treating me like, I don't know. He cut me off, like I had done something to make him angry at me.
Seems like you may have triggered something in him.
Yeah. I think he's freaked that somebody wants to be with him for who he is. I don't think he's ever had that.
Maybe he's acting like a jerk so that you'll get mad at Ended. That way he won't be the bad guy. Then it's all your fault.
I don't think so. I think it's just hard for him to show his true feelings.
He didn't seem to have a problem with that when he was on vacation.
You said it yourself. It's harder being yourself at home than it is being your fantasy on vacation.
I just wish it wasn't so complicated.
George, I'm going to be honest. I have seen you go from one boyfriend to the next for the last 10 years. You meet someone like Dario. He's a great guy. He's got a great job. He thinks of you all the time. And he's handsome. And all you can think about is going to flit off for somebody else who's different. George, what is going on?
I messed up.
How?
I met somebody else.
What?
I met somebody else.
Who? How? And where?
This guy, his name's Ken. We met over drinks.
How long?
About a week.
George, I'm sitting here listening to you go on and on about this relationship, which I guess you've already decided to walk out on. You've already met somebody else. You fucked up.
Look, maybe I was just trying to prove something.
What?
I don't know.
George, sometimes I think you complicate your life just for the sake of being complicated.
Alright. You know those men, like, in their dark suits, their stiff white shirts, you know? Those that look so clean, you know? I remember I was in 4th grade and I was bused across town. And one day at school, we were all kind of going around and talking about like what our parents did for a living. And you know, some of these kids were like, oh, their father was a doctor or a lawyer, or I don't know, even an astronaut. And when it came time for me to say, I faked a bellyache so I could just get out of there because I didn't want to say what my father did. He was a plant foreman at a frozen food factory. And on top of that, he would work in the fields. Just remember his hands were always grimy and nails dirty, you know? I was ashamed of my father. I hated him for his tan line. You know when men work in the sun and they take off their shirts and it still looks like they have it on? Dark arms and dark neck and pale torso. That was my father. And Dario, man, the day I met him, he's wearing this dark Armani suit, know? Cream-colored shirt, a nice velvety tie. It's really beautiful. Just looks so clean. His hands look clean. He smells clean.
Maybe you guys should go see somebody.
I think I just need to let George know how I feel.
Isn't that what you've been doing for the last 9 months?
Look, it takes time. We'll work it out.
George, have you ever tried talking with Dario about all of this? I'm sure he'd listen.
Well, maybe not. And you know, that's probably why I need to look for somebody different than Dario.
George, why are you being so negative about Dario? You talk about him like he's some kind of ogre. He doesn't seem like that to me.
Look, maybe I just made a mistake, okay?
A mistake? George, you come in here, you start talking about some dream you had with some teenager, then on to your old lover in Hollywood.
He wasn't my lover, okay?
Old boyfriend. Then you're walking through the fields with your father, worrying about his t-shirt and how much sun he's getting.
Look, I'm just really tired of hearing about his little family dramas,
Oh.
okay? I hear it all the time.
Like what?
Like his mom's an alcoholic.
Your dad was an alcoholic.
She ran off with some white dude. Look, I'm just sick of his family dramas, right? I don't need it. I don't want to hear it anymore.
Call me, okay?
Thanks for dinner.